gentlemen wore basketball shorts or like boxer briefs when they come. But like I said, all for the fun of live entertainment, right? Alright, so we're gonna hook up his quads first. Why don't you give it back to him? And so Dr. Peachy, like I know that there was a lot of questions that people had about, because isn't there a apothecary ban, or what exactly is that all about?
Well, what they're doing right now is the current administration is trying to ban compounding pharmacies from making not only this medication, the GLP-1, GLP-2 inhibitors, which is semaglutide or tirzepatide, but they're also trying to ban or prohibit a lot of other compounded pharmacy peptides. Peptides like BP157 and things like that.
What does that do?
That's something that is quite often used to inject, say, into muscles or around joints, knees, ankles, shoulders, rotator cuff problems. That is just an incredibly promising outcome for many people. So say, for example, if you have shoulder problems and they go to put a shot of cortisone in your shoulder, which is a steroid, as an anti-inflammatory, it is often very, very effective, and you may feel like $1 million. However, injecting steroids long-term leads to diabetes. Not it may lead to diabetes or could lead to diabetes, but it does lead to diabetes, repeatedly getting shots of prednisone or cortisone or the different steroids. The peptide is something that's essentially made within your body or mimics something made within your body, so it's a lot safer and has just tremendously less side effects. So Big Pharma has dedicated a lot of time, energy, and money to controlling these products and banning them. And we're potentially looking at a complete ban of all peptides coming up.
All peptides?
All peptides.
Wow.
They are looking at banning testosterone and some of the hormones as well, which many people use in bioidentical or other forms.
Like banning them forever, or banning just the apothecaries
the compound pharmacies from producing them.
Okay, so then they pretty much just want to help the pharmaceutical companies monopolize.
Exactly. It's all about Big Pharma monopolizing the revenue, because that was cold. The compound pharmacies are able to do it dramatically cheaper for the providers, which means it's cheaper for you as a patient. Our typical protocol, for example, with the GLP-1, if you're getting the same medication and you're getting it a prescription at a name brand pharmacy, you're quite often paying $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 a month for the medication.
Oh my gosh.
Whereas a provider like us, we charge $400 per month. So it's a lot more affordable for the end user, the patient. So
and do you give them all of the injections, or do they take the injections home and give them to themselves? And how does that work?
What we typically do, and what most providers do, is when patients come in, we sit down and do a thorough exam and consultation with them, and we're going to make sure that the medication is going to be safe for them, that there's no contraindications, because there are a couple of specific tumors.
So what are the medications? Good question. What are the contraindications?
The medications can make what's called an MENS2 tumor more likely, or
what is
sorry,
that?
that's cold. Or a thyroid tumor more likely to reoccur. But
so how can people protect themselves? What if they've never had so do you check for people if they've had thyroid issues in their family, or?
That's one of the things our providers will do. Our nurse practitioners will do a thorough consultation and exam. But most people, if they have the two contraindications that are most important, they know it. It's not something you are walking around with and are unaware of or not familiar with the names. Secondly, they say not to do it with patients with diabetic retinopathy or diabetic symptoms to the eyes.
Oh, okay. What happens with that?
It seems to, in rare cases, make the symptoms worse.
Like what are the symptoms, and how do they
Theoretically, it can lead to blindness, but also...
I have seen some studies about that leading to blindness.
Also, the concern is that it decreases blood flow and circulation to the eye, leading to longer-term effects.
Like what could be worse than blindness? Like you actually lose...
Not a whole lot, really, in my opinion.
Remove the eye, or...
Theoretically, if the circulation were poor enough, that potentially is a problem. The most common side effects, by far, bar none, are going to be nausea, upset stomach, and indigestion.
Okay.
And generally, that is alleviated by three things. First of all, you need to make sure you're drinking lots of water. We typically recommend our patients a bare minimum of 64 ounces of water a day. Hydration is the best way to avoid the side effects. Number two, and equally as important, is simply you have got to consume a lot of protein. We recommend for every patient to do a protein shake every day. That reduces the odds of you having side effects dramatically.
Now, is there a certain amount of protein? Like, I know if you're building muscle, you want like 1 gram for like every pound of muscle that you have on like lifting days. Is there a certain amount? Is there like an equation for?
There's not a formula equation that's hard fast with these type of programs, but there's 2 key reasons why we want to supplement with protein. First of all, it's going to avoid the side effects. Second of all, you're going to have a better outcome on the medications, just because you can starve yourself. You're not going to burn off the fat if you don't have enough water and enough protein.
Yeah, because where's it going to go?
You're having muscle wasting. Your body's just not efficient. You've got to put fuel in the tank to burn it.
Okay, so now what is the difference between muscle wasting and sarcopenia? Or is sarcopenia just like it's so bad that now we have to give it an extreme name?
A lot of it is what they call stuff. And in the medical realm, you've got too many people that like to use 4-syllable words.
Okay.
When a 2-syllable word would be fine.
Make us sound super smart.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about, sounding smart and trying to shock and awe patients into thinking they're brilliant.
All right, so I will trade that. Hello, friends. Hello. And I would just like to get this angle of their faces. All right, we're about ready to turn them up. Are you ready?
Ready as I'm going to be.
All right. So you're going to have to tell me, how does this feel compared to like a normal workout? So probably feel a little bit like a TENS unit at first, right? He's a
absolutely.
chiropractor. Of course, he's familiar with TENS units.
My hair's not on fire yet, so we're good.
Yeah.
You hold both of them?
Okay, perfect. There we go. So now we're starting to see the leg jump. If you want to show them the legs there. So it's like a super leg day. And then also the stomach. We can see the stomach going too. Well, another thing that's really cool about the Flux is that when you're working on people, like sometimes we have people, maybe they've been on bed rest for a long time, maybe they've had an injury. So a lot of times that we don't see their muscles actually jumping if they've just had an injury or something like that. So it's really cool when they come in for their 3rd or 4th session. You can see their body moving more. That means their muscles are waking up. It's absolutely fantastic. I get really excited about it. So that is all the way up. So it's just going to get easier for Dr. Peachy after this. And we're going to let him do an hour today. And today we're doing the core and we're doing the quads. So one thing that's different about when people ask to do their abs, like we have the core going right now. Usually if somebody's saying abs, they're just thinking this place here, right? When we do the core, we understand that it's not just your abs that are helping you stand up straight. It's not just your abs that are helping you stay strong. That's your core all the way around. So our core sessions actually include from like the bra strap down to the belt line. So that's included like the back, the love handles, all of that is included. And then once again, we're doing the quads at the same time. Can you show them the quads? We're doing the quads at the same time because especially on Dr. Peachy here, the quads are going to be the strongest muscle group on the body. So when we're working something like the quads or the glutes with it, for one, he's getting way better circulation because the legs pump more blood than the heart. But for 2, it's also pumping a lot more lymph through his body. So if you ever see those pictures, we have a lot of before and after pictures on the Bardo website. You can see how there's a huge difference in people's arms. Actually, the girl I just had, like right before we're here right now, we didn't touch her arms at all. We did her core and we did her butt to lift the booty and get rid of some cellulite there. And her arms were so much tighter, so much more toned after that. So I will be posting those pictures like later tonight after we're done if you want to check that out. Oh, and you know what? I never did his pictures. That sucks. But we did get the measurements, so dang it, live TV.
I'm sure you can screenshot and grab a still, can't you?
Steven could probably do that.
I can do that, yeah.
Steven's a pro.
Yes, sir.
That is his area of
I got
expertise.
I got a good side shot of him too.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we just need a front and a side. I know we got the front for sure. Okay, so give it back to him. Give him that one. And if you want to have him, you know, tell everybody what it feels like.
So yeah, for any of you guys who've had any interferential or electric muscle stim or a TENS unit, they're all very similar waveforms of electric muscle stimulation, and this feels similar to that. This is a lot more intense than I would typically do in a chiropractic scenario, working with someone's back or shoulder or neck or whatever. But it is a similar type of thing. Sorry, it's a little hard to talk at times with this.
Yeah, it is at first, yeah.
It definitely takes a little getting used to. But like she was saying, you know, the purpose of this is we are draining lymph. We're trying to move stuff around, and she is working with the core muscles. To go back to kind of what I was talking about with the medical weight loss side of things, when you're dealing with those type of medications, the really key factor is that you need to be active and you need to exercise. I tell patients all the time, you don't have to go to the local gym and work out with the studs on the football team that are trying to impress the cheerleaders, but you know, just do things like walking. Something I recommend to patients all the time that they laugh at is a balance platform. A balance platform is something simple and easy to do, but your muscles fire 150 to 180 times a second compared to say 10 to 15 times a second when you're just standing. So that's a great form of exercise that anybody can do with something like what Ella's doing here with me, or if you're on any of those type of weight loss drugs.
And absolutely, a lot of people don't realize, because you know, there are so many different types of like weight loss stuff that you can do. And a lot of them do only talk about it being like an easy fix. But why I have so much success with my clients is it really is like a lifestyle. You have to change your lifestyle. You have to change your mindset. The really cool thing about the Flux is it's a really good way to like, here, bring it this way. It's a really good way to trick your brain into doing the right thing, right? So it's like Pavlov's law. A lot of people, you work out all the time, you might not see any results for a month, and it can be very discouraging to keep going. You know, obviously there might be other things going on inside of your body. That's why these medications were even invented for people with diabetes, for people with obesity.
With
you know,
this.
because there was stuff going on that they had to fix and balance inside. It's all about balance, and that's going to be different for everyone.
Y'all are here for the ride.
Hi. Hi, YouTube. Thanks for joining us, YouTube. Thanks our one friend on Facebook right now. So the most important thing is, like, we always go through people's goals with them. Are they drinking enough water? Are they doing simple things like walking? Even, like, I love to suggest my clients get vibration plates, because vibration plates is one of the best things for your lymph. You literally just have to stand on it. And it also helps with cellulite too. I think everybody should have a vibration plate. They have like 10-minute sessions on there. Today, what I'm doing on myself is a new one. If you haven't joined us for Flux with Friends yet, I'm doing a leg day, but we are also doing the calves. Did you know that we could do calves? And the calves help so much if you're somebody like me who stands a lot for my job. I'm standing, I'm walking. So there it is. And that can sometimes build up fluid retention in the legs. And if that happens for too long of a time, then you get things like varicose veins, you get things like spider veins. A lot of that is just like blocked circulation. So we actually have, just like we've done on Dr. Peachy before, on his face and on his foot, that skin tightening can get rid of a lot of those blockages in the paralymphatic system, which is like what your fascia is all tied up with. And a lot of times those toxins get trapped in hard bits in there. And what we do with the Jade machine is we help to break those up so that they can come up to the surface, up where the lymphatic system is, and then they can be moved simply out of the body. So Western medicine just discovered the paralymphatic system like 5 years ago or something. Like, not very impressive. Do you remember when that was?
Yeah, they didn't even realize until the last few years that the fascia, which is essentially like the shiny layer of meat that you see, like when you look at a steak, the shiny skin between the muscle
It
groups.
looks like opal.
They didn't even realize that they transmitted nerve signals.
Until when? What, 3, 4, 5 years ago?
3, 4 years ago,
It's
maybe.
Like so basic.
And it is probably the most important generator of pain there is. So that's one of the reasons why many times, say for example, knee surgeries fail. They can go in and replace the joint and they haven't even addressed the problem or the true source of the pain. So what she's talking about is very dramatic in pain relief, and as well as the cosmetic and skin tightening effects. Like Ella mentioned before, I believe I said earlier, she did this on one side of my face, several treatments.
You gotta check out the video on YouTube.
Yeah, the videos are on
wild.
YouTube and I believe Instagram. I had no idea that I had the amount of adhesions and scar tissue in my face. Parts of the treatment when she did it to me were very uncomfortable and hurt significantly. But it was amazing. After even the first treatment, I could open my jaw probably an extra 10 to 15 degrees just by breaking up the scar tissue and so forth. And that wasn't what we set out to do.
Yeah, that we do have a TMJ clenching facial that's specific to that. We actually do the buccal massage and turn it inside out, which is more of a complete session. But we've been helping people with jaw clenching, TMJ for, I mean, like since the beginning. When those areas get super tight, then they build up a lot of adhesions, like he was saying, and then that can like help, like not help. It messes up like the mobility in your jaw. It can cause migraines. It can cause TMJ. And also, we have to also like release stuff from the tendon helmet too. Everything that's surrounding that joint. So that means the neck, that means the jawline, that means the temple, where all of those little fissures in your skull meet up. There can be adhesions all over the place there. So as we release those, then everything can like flow. There's not so much tension. And it helps tremendously. So whether you're just doing the face sculpting by itself, which is what he did, I'm making him do the other side of his face himself as he's learning. He's been super busy because this GLP-1 stuff is obviously like the newest craze. Hasn't even had time to finish the other side of his face. So what days do you guys take appointments?
We're generally there Monday through Friday, barring holidays and things like that. But we try to stay busy, and we are one of the offices that primarily does entirely inpatient with stuff. We usually see people once a month. Some people go the route of doing virtual only.
So when they do virtual, how do they get their shot? Do you like mail it to them or?
We see very few that way in Indiana, but there are a lot of companies that do a lot of that and direct ship it to the patient. If we see somebody that's not in Jasper or that's not around, we just directly ship the medication to them from the pharmacy. It gets shipped on an ice pack once a month.
And is it a once a week injection?
Yeah, these medications are a once weekly injection. You do, whether you see us or anybody, you do have to start at a low dose of the medication and slowly step it up over time. If you step the medication up too quickly, you will have side effects. You'll get nausea, upset stomach. You can be constipated or have diarrhea. Those are the most common side effects. In my opinion, and I get in trouble for saying this sometimes, but I think Big Pharma messed up when they made these medications. They should have, beyond a shadow of doubt, added B vitamins to the formula. The compound pharmacy that we use, as well as almost everyone in the country, adds B vitamins to the original formula. That's done for a couple of reasons. It reduces the amount of side effects dramatically with patients by adding B vitamins as well as some other supplements.
And which B vitamins?
Specifically B12,
Okay.
B6, and B10 seem to really help with reducing the side effects.
Now, which side effects are you talking about? Just all of them, or
In general, nausea, upset stomach,
does
constipation,
that help
diarrhea.
with like the loose skin and stuff too, or just like the immediate side effects?
It helps with the immediate. It helps with long term. In my opinion, people lose weight more rapidly.
That makes so they have more energy. So
You
that
have
makes
more
sense.
energy.
Yeah.
You don't feel tired and lazy and lethargic. And I mean, let's face it, with our society, we're a lazy society that spends too much time on computers and phones. And just with this type of a program, if you can even, as Ella said earlier, start walking just a few minutes a day, use a vibration platform. There's some simple things you can do.
I love the vibration platform. That's like one of my favorites.
It's going to help you to lose the weight quicker, but from a practitioner's point of view, it's going to keep you from losing muscle mass.
That's one thing I wanted to talk to you about too. So I asked you because obviously, I mean, I see people who've taken the Ozempic, the Mounjaro, the custom formulated ones. I do feel like people have had less bad side effects on the custom formulated ones. The things I hear the most, the worst side effects from is Ozempic. I have a lot of people who did great on Mounjaro. It didn't stop them. Like, we're still rebuilding their butt and tightening their skin, but they can at least live their day-to-day life. Most of the crazy stories I hear are about Ozempic, but the people who seem to do the custom formulations seem to do the best. They seem to lose the weight the fastest, and they seem to be able to get off it faster and not have a bunch bounce back.
Yeah, I'm a simple guy, and with simple explanations, why complicate something if you don't have to? Wegovy or Ozempic are the same medication with just a different label and a different FDA approval for usage. So they're literally the same medication. When people out here on the internet or out seeing your local doctor, if you're taking a GLP-1 or you're taking semaglutide, it is essentially the same thing. We just can't legally say it's the same thing, but for all practical purposes, it is.
So then what about Mounjaro?
Well, the Ozempic or the Wegovy or the semaglutide, you are a lot more likely to have the side effects. And when we're talking the GLP-2, Mounjaro or...
Okay, so that's a GLP-2.
That's what's called a GLP-2 or Zepbound.
Or what?
Or Zepbound.
Zepbound.
Yeah.
And then what's the one that starts with a T?
And that's tirzepatide.
And that's something different.
It's the active ingredient of Mounjaro or Zepbound.
Okay, so the T, say that again?
Tirzepatide.
We'll put it on the screen when we edit it for YouTube. So tirzepatide, that semaglutide is Ozempic and Wegovy. And then the
tirzepatide is Mounjaro or Zepbound.
Mounjaro or Zeppack. Okay. And so the one with the T, that's the one I feel like people are having a lot less, because with the Ozempic one and the other one, people are literally like telling me that they just like had it coming out of both ends. And and then they didn't lose any weight and they didn't see any results.
Ozempic or semaglutide, you're a lot more likely to have the nausea and the upset stomach side effects.
Okay.
With the tirzepatide, you have dramatically less side effects.
And like, what is in the formulation with that one that makes it? That's a GLP-2,
It's
right?
a GLP-2, meaning it affects 2 peptides within the body.
Okay, so the GLP-1 only affects 1.
Correct.
And then which peptide is that?
That I don't know off the top of my head. I never remember the specific peptide, but it's affecting 2. The general rule of thumb is, again, I'm a keep it simple, stupid person with explanations. My experience has been treating lots and lots of patients and having been on both of the medications myself, and the research tends to agree with this, but I hate to quote research because he who writes the check gets the result they want for the research.
Yeah.
Typically speaking, the GLP-2s or tirzepatide, you tend to lose about 15 to 20% more weight per month than on Ozempic.
Yeah, and I haven't seen as much when I haven't. The people who do that, they might be able to come in like a couple times a month for the skin tightening and it not be too drastic. The people who do see success and they don't have like the throwing up and the going to the bathroom everywhere, they have to come in a lot more often for both their face, and it does something weird to like their muscles. Like their muscles don't want to activate as quickly as the one that starts with T. So I'm glad we figured that out. And then you were just telling me the other day when we were on the phone that because of what's going on with the custom, the compounding pharmacies, that they're coming up with a new one called the GLP-3. Can you tell our lovely audience more about the GLP-3?
Yeah, they're in the process of coming up with a GLP-3 inhibitor that's going to affect 3 peptides.
And it inhibits all of these?
Basically, the big picture is they're regulating the insulin levels, so our insulin level isn't going up and down all day. It tends to be more level throughout the day. By doing that, that's how the medication, what we notice the most is we aren't as hungry. We don't have the desire to snack in between meals, say in between breakfast and lunch. These medications also do what's called delaying gastric bypass. So what that means is the food you put in your belly for breakfast stays in your stomach longer, so you've got more food in your stomach. You're not as hungry at lunch. What the GLP-3 is it's going to affect 3 peptides. And essentially what it is, as I understand it, and there's not a lot of information out yet, as I understand it, it is literally tirzepatide with one additional ingredient added called glucagon, which has been used to regulate sugar in the medical field for probably 50 years, if not significantly longer.
Now, do people take that specifically?
The retatrutide or the GLP-3 is not available to the public yet. I have some, and I actually just started it last week.
The GLP-3?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
and after this treatment, I'm going to start the protocol pretty hardcore to try to lose weight with it. But I have been kind of waiting till we did this because I didn't want to throw off what you were doing.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. We're all about the scientific method over here. That's why it's always fun to experiment and work with Dr. Peachy because, like, I mean, you see the experiments I do on myself all the same time. I mean, like, just like I gained 45 pounds on purpose last year to show you why the Flux is just so much better than any other type of body sculpting. And I'm still waiting for somebody else who does body sculpting to gain 45 pounds and show us how long it takes.
And that's
I think Brandy has a question on Facebook.
I've got bad eyes, so what am I looking for here?
Let's see what
You'll like that
she
one.
said. What about? Let me see. Yeah. So what about? She was asking what about the muscle loss. So yeah, absolutely. You said there's no way to avoid with these kind of medications muscle or bone loss. Like it's just a side effect that you're going to get from it.
It's something that's going to happen by doing a protein shake every day. The amount of muscle loss is cut dramatically. And you definitely want to increase your exercise. Like I said earlier, you don't have to go to the gym and try to bench press a Buick. It can be as simple as walking. And like Ella said, and we agree on this, I'm a huge fan of the vibration plates. When we have patients that do that, if they add vibration to doing a protein shake every day, I have no concern whatsoever about them having muscle loss. And the vibration plate can be as simple as 5 or 10 minutes a day. You don't have to spend 2 hours in the gym or go walk, the dog for an hour and a half to do what you're looking for. It is a very effective way to exercise, tone, and use the muscles.
Yeah, I love the vibration plater at home. And then if it's like snowing, like what just happened to us the other day, then it doesn't really matter because you're just inside your house and you can work on it so easy. A lot of people, when they do the vibration plate, they'll get like itchy their first time. This means your lymph is toxic. So just try to time it and see how long you can do the vibration plate. And if you have to get off in 5 minutes, that's fine. If that was the case, which sometimes it is, some people are more toxic than others, especially the more cellulite you have, it's probably going to get itchier. You're not going to be able to do it as long in the beginning, but it gives us a good place to start from. So I would still try it again later that day. Make sure you're drinking a lot of water. If you're not drinking a lot of water when you're doing any of these things, whether it's the Flux, whether it is medications, whether it is vibration plate, whether it's working out, you're just mixing up the toxins and making them upset, and they have nowhere to go. So water is always like the number one key to any kind of weight loss. You want to make sure that if you're investing the money in something like the Flux or something like the medication, that you're doing everything else to get the best results from that. We have a lot of people who will lose like 30, 40 pounds really quick on a couple months of one of these medications, and they stop before they lose too much of the butt, right? Or too much of the face, and then we can usually take them to where they want to go the rest of the way, build any muscle back that was lost. And another thing that's really important is walking, a lot of people don't realize is can actually help build back bone. So you need to be doing like weight bearing exercise, right? So walking a dog, obviously weights are going to be the best, but they don't have to be that heavy. They can be 2 pounds, they can be 3 pounds. I like to do the vibration plate and do a 5-pound kettlebell and go all the way around. So Brandy says that Ella's worked on me for like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe it's been like 10 years. I think it might be coming up on over 10 years. So she wants to know about people with perimenopause and insulin resistance. I know that this was originally invented for people who had issues with insulin resistance, right? I'll give you back if you want to take it back from the other angle. I'm hooking up. We got the legs and the calves going today, guys. This is the first time doing it. Look at that pretty painting from Emmy. Ooh, and then there's one for me. Okay, I have ADD. Take it back.
Yeah, so as she was saying, these medications were first really used in the large scale for diabetes, and it is a highly effective. It is a highly effective medication for that. What we typically see is, from a provider's point of view, most patients, their insulin levels and
I'm not sure what.
and their A1Cs will change dramatically in 30 to 60 days. We have a lot of patients that we have to
give you the
refer
rock
back to their
brow.
primary care within 2 to 3 months to evaluate whether or not to remove not only insulin, their diabetes medication, but also their blood pressure medications. If you are on one of these medications, you definitely want to monitor your blood pressure as well. Many people, their blood pressure is going to drop so rapidly that it can get too low, and you can have problems as a result.
What is going on, Amy Killer?
I'm going to
You gotta stop.
kind of go off on something that Ella just said about using the kettlebell on the vibration platform. Her and I think a lot alike and like to tinker with things. When I started using the vibration platform a few years ago, I couldn't believe some of the research I read. So something I did is I spent 10 minutes a morning and 10 minutes a night on the vibration platform, and I was using a 3-pound dumbbell, but I only used it on my right arm. So I did the exact same exercises with my left arm, did it with my right arm, like curls, extensions, lateral, movements and different things. And in 30 days, I ended up gaining about 3 3/4 inches around my right bicep. I don't know, did I ever tell you that?
In 30 days?
In 30 days.
Just from one spot, or what spots?
I just measured one spot around the biceps.
Wow, and that was just a 3-pound.
That was with a 3-pound.
And you did
dumbbell.
it every day for 10 minutes?
I did it every day for 10 minutes in the morning
That's
and the evening for
insane.
30 days.
I love the vibration plates.
But I did not do any weight with the left arm. I just did the motions with no weight. And it made a tremendous difference. So I looked goofy because one side was significantly larger than the other, but it was a good way for me to learn and test a theory I had in my mind. So I am definitely a big believer in the vibration for weight loss and for increasing muscle mass and muscle tone. In my clinics over the years, I've had regenerative med clinics, or what people often call stem cell clinics. And when we do these type of things,
so do you still do the
stem
cells?
vibration is amazing. No, we're not doing that in the new office. I'm going to hand it back to Ella here.
Hey, high five me. High five me.
Get it?
There you go.
How many people do we have? YouTube's like so much more fun, guys. Like I'm just.
It is a lot more fun. I had to put somebody in timeout because
there's a timeout.
Yeah, I put them in timeout for 10 minutes.
Oh my God, YouTube is so much more fun. But thanks for the
yes, YouTube is way more fun.
Thanks for the 3 people joining us on Facebook right now. We still love and appreciate you. So we're gonna have so many angles with this one, guys. Flux with friends.
Truth or dare?
Episode 8.
Ooh, I don't know. Truth or
Should
dare?
we play truth or dare with the
okay, you know what? Okay, well, I'll take this one.
Okay, Steve's gonna play truth or dare with us.
Man, keep it within reason. I'll go dare if you keep it within reason.
I don't know.
Go hard or go home, right?
Steven's over here playing truth or dare about
I'm not sure what I volunteered
well,
for.
he's kind of the troll, so I just kind of want to
Right.
see what he says more than like
Yeah,
actually.
the trolls are fun on YouTube. What about rebounders? Brandy, we've had this conversation.
I have
many
no
times.
idea what's happening here.
No rebounds, okay? You gotta love yourself. You gotta get back to that self-care and self-love. No rebounds. Or do you mean rebounds? Could she be meaning something in medical terms if she's asking about rebounders?
I would assume probably talking about rebound weight gain with these things. With these,
we don't want that either.
Yeah, not rebound boyfriends. We don't need that. With these type of medications, typically speaking, most providers will put you on a maintenance dose or a low dose for 30 days or longer when you get to your end weight. What we typically do is, my experience has shown if you will get to your goal weight and you maintain that weight plus or minus 1 pound for 30 days.
So for those of you that don't know what's happening, what they're doing is called Flux. It's a form of electronic stimulation therapy. I was doing some research on it. The generally without extra exercise, you're supposed to exercise with it because fluxing is a lifestyle, but you do increase a little bit. You increase between 1% and 3%, and this is according to a Cambridge University study. And you grow anywhere between 10 and 15% muscle function. And so this, in addition to exercising, will actually increase mass more than if it were on its own. Similar to like a creatine. You know, a creatine actually has been scientifically proven to grow muscle, but this is another avenue that you can take. And they kind of all work together because you're actually stimulating the muscle. So it wakes that muscle up to your brain, essentially. So,
when they're done, we're done. Cold.
yeah.
Because what happens is with this, we make some dietary recommendations. First and foremost, we want to avoid carbs to the best of our ability. Secondly, after the carbs, the next most important thing.
Well, Ronaldo, I got you beat. You dare me to make a silly face? Here you go. This is my normal face. It's a pretty silly face, so.
All those artificial sweeteners are terrible for you.
You're pooping. Oh, congratulations.
We want to reduce the fat.
While you drop your kids off at the pool, we're going to get back to dare me to go to the gym? I already go to the gym.
Most people can go off of it and maintain that weight on their own. What we tell people is if it starts to climb back up, we're going to put you on a low dose, typically lower than what you initially started with. And instead of doing it once a week, we generally have people do it every 10 days. And if you're maintaining the weight, then we push it out to every 2 weeks. So we're going to spread the frequency of the dose as well as a lower dose. And typically, if they'll hold that weight for 30 or 60 days, when they're ready, we take them off.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Welcome back. You got 60 accounts. Congratulations. Just don't spam it. That's all I ask. Just don't spam it. You can stay here. You're cool. Just.
You have a doctor right here. He's a pro, so we can ask him any of that. So,
actually, I don't need to poop.
No.
No.
So, like I said,
Do not need to poop.
Helping Brandy stay slim, and everybody has ups and downs from time to time.
Mr. Bounce
Snatched
It.
her back over the last 10 years.
Bounce It.
So I was just wondering this the other day though, because at one point in time, she was on Adderall. And then she actually ended up losing like too much weight. We did have to build back her butt with that as well.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, like, okay, we've known that we've had this medication for diabetes for so long, right?
Okay.
And they figured
Ready?
out that it's helping people lose weight. So
How's
now
that?
people are doing it more
Jump.
aesthetically.
Jump.
Why did that never
Jump.
happen with Adderall?
Jump.
Like when I was in college, everybody was taking Adderall to like study and then to always lose weight. So if it's something that literally everybody knows you can lose weight on Adderall, why did it not have?
I bet you
the
guys
same
like that view a lot more
transition
than
into
right here,
aesthetics realm
huh?
As the GLP-1s.
One of the things
I bet you,
is the
huh?
addictive nature of Anapex and Adderall and some of those things. They are very similar chemically to the modern methods, the epidemic carcinogen.
Okay.
So
How's this view? Oh, I like this view.
Works well for a
Yeah.
lot of people.
Let's do the rest of it right
You
here.
can't stay on it for prolonged
There we
periods
go.
because it's hard on your heart, it's hard on other organs.
So the machine
So they
is
have to
called.
cycle you off
This is
every
called
90 days.
fluxing. This is something Bardo does, and yeah, I feel like I'm in the Matrix. No, but it increases the muscle function by about 15%. 10 to 15% is what the research shows. So, like actual exercise is going to increase the muscle size. So with this, you're not getting muscle size, you're getting muscle function. It does stimulate your muscles, so you're going to get some size. And it is you can be sore. Like I've fluxed for an hour, and the next day my abs were pretty sore. So yeah. Make sure not showing anything inappropriate to YouTube may block you. Nah, they're not going to block me. What's inappropriate? You are literally.
Like shrinking of gynecomastia, which is like the man boob.
Do they know that I'm in the room? No, I'm just some random dude. Just some random dude.
But I didn't even think about that until I posted something the other day with
and I'm wearing an
with
invisible.
a heart surgeon that had
I'm
said
wearing an invisible
about the
thing so they can't see
GLP-1s.
me,
And
and
he
they
was
can't
like,
hear
just so
me
you
either.
know, like, you know, stuff like Ozempic can affect your muscle, and your heart is a muscle. Make sure to ask your doctor about what you can do to protect your heart if you're taking these medications. Obviously, I think if you're planning it for it to be for like a short time thing, it's still safer than being obese. You know what I mean?
It definitely is. The problem with it is a lot of people treat this like a magic pill.
Ella? No,
They-
she's one of my best friends.
They look at the
Nope.
GLP medications
Nope.
just like Adipex as a magic
Nope.
pill.
We make
and you
money
can use
together.
that.
You hear that? We don't make love together. We make money together. That's way better than,
Internet, you don't
like,
do the exercise.
you guys only think in one dimension? Come on.
It's not a you may or you could. You do lose muscle mass, whether it's Adipex or this. And when you're losing muscle mass, you lose muscle mass with your heart.
Do you hate me?
Yeah.
And they say
Do you hate me?
they say that it's significantly quicker than your other muscle mass. So that's a significant concern, and
Oh,
your
so, like,
cardiologist should be concerned.
So in general, you will lose muscle faster from your heart than like
Yeah,
your.
you tend to lose cardiac muscle or
Ozemic?
cardiac tissue faster than,
Are you?
than your major muscle
Interesting.
groups.
There's a
So that's
question.
something people who are just living a set. Oh, YouTube wants you to.
Are you using Ozempic?
Ozempic is the most common. That is the name brand for what is known as semaglutide. Ozempic and Wegovy are the exact same thing, which is the active ingredient of Ozempic. For those that are doing that in their clinics or when you see the ads for it, it's literally the same medication. The Mounjaro or Zepbound, as we were talking about earlier, is called tirzepatide, or that's what they call a GLP-2 inhibitor.
Aha.
Yeah, so we went over that in the beginning of the video too. So definitely make sure that you subscribe, turn on your
He
notifications because
is
he did it
Ella's client.
really amazing. He's actually a student and a client.
Yes,
because
I'm
he's
glad
gonna
you're
be
here,
offering
Amy Killer.
the
I'm glad
skin
you're back.
tightening as well in his GLP-1 practice. Yeah, that is scary. So that's interesting. A good reason that if you are living a sedentary
Chat.
lifestyle like that,
Talking about
it would still probably
my
be
mom.
smart to just get yourself something easy like a vibration
Yeah,
plate. Do
That's
that 10
that's a
minutes
good
day,
troll.
because
That's
we
I'll
definitely
give
don't
you that
want
one.
our
That was
heart to
funny.
be wasting
That was
away.
very, very
And then
funny.
the other thing with the stuff like Adderall, I mean,
Fire.
that
Why?
has whole other implications of like messing with your heart besides
Fire.
just the muscle.
Fire.
Right? Because it's,
Fire.
like, regular heartbeat.
They say it causes arrhythmia and a lot of other things. I am by no means an expert on Adderall or
Yeah.
its side effects, but what I've seen over 20 plus years of practice is I've heard a lot of people that really struggle coming off of it. From somebody who's conservative by nature, I don't like the idea of putting all
Oh.
these children on a
Got.
medication. that
Okay,
is
thank you. You taught me
95,
something.
if not 99% identical to the meth that's on our streets.
Right, yeah.
Uh,
If you look at the actual chemical
Okay,
compound, it's
suddenly
called
this
like
chat
doxy-
makes a lot more
doxy-
sense. I didn't know what
We
that
had a
meant,
different,
so I appreciate you telling me.
FaceTime earlier about acne, so I'm mixing them too. It's a dextro. What's the regular chemical word for it? We were just talking.
You're wanting to say doxycycline.
I know. I
probably,
wanted to
but-
say because we were just talking about acne earlier on
Yeah.
a different live.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to get it off the top of my head.
I used to take the Adderall, and when I took it as prescribed every day, it actually like messed up my TMJ. I was picking at my face, my acne was horrible, and I got stuff done, you know. And I'm ADHD and autism, and I mean it could definitely help, but I mean I'm really like even like scared to like go get an MRI and see what this joint looks like. Thank God for like the face sculpting, the TMJ facials that we do, because that has helped so much. Because I mean, it has been so painful sometimes when I get stressed that I like literally thought I had a cavity, and it's like, no, you were just clenching and super stressed all night. So we've tried those mouth guard things; they don't work. And I mean, I think I took it for 3 months how I was supposed to, and I didn't really think about that I needed to get my prescription on time for that. And when I didn't have it the next day, I felt
Any recurring
dead
questions you're seeing
for,
you want
like,
me to answer?
2 days.
What are you guys doing?
So
We're
we are doing
fluxing.
Flux red body sculpting. So we are snatching up Dr. Peachy's waist. And I'm going to guess that he's going to lose...
Fire.
I'm going to guess that he's going to lose 17 inches from his core today.
17?
Yeah.
That's a bold claim.
I mean, I always
bet.
under promise and over deliver.
Oh,
But see,
man.
another thing that when you have two types of fat on the body. You have the subcutaneous fat that's above the muscle wall. That's going to be our squishy fat, right? If you have more subcutaneous fat, then you're gonna lose a lot of inches a lot faster. If you have more of the beer belly fat, which means it's visceral fat, and that fat is surrounding your organs on the inside, you are gonna lose weight. You're gonna lose the inches with the flux sessions slower, but once that fat turns to the squishy fat on the outside, it's a lot faster.
Yeah,
so
17.
The visceral fat is so much more.
That's what I
dangerous.
said. I said that.
So my dad
And
had one of his
I agree.
kidneys
17 would
taken
be
out, and he had a
remarkable.
foot of
Could be
intestine
water
taken
weight.
out.
I don't know, but we'll
And
see.
It's definitely not water weight.
We'll see. I said it could be. I don't know.
Well, how many inches did you lose the other day?
I
Bring
think-
up Steven's photos. And did you pee?
I think.
Did you sweat out 11 inches?
I think I lost
11.
11. Yeah.
So did you sweat out 11 inches worth of water?
No, I don't
No?
think so. I don't think it's no. What I'm saying is like 17.
So
It's some of that's got to be.
Yeah, but
like
he's
water
taller.
weight.
He's taller.
Yeah, that's true.
And he has a lot of muscle.
Oh, see,
So the more muscles
see,
that
that's
you
why
have-
Ella's the professional.
Yeah,
She accounts for body weight. I didn't think of that.
I'm deceptive with my size. I'm 6'4" and right at 300 pounds.
Yeah.
So people with me being as tall as I am, they don't realize what I weigh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'm 5'2", so for all of my short girlies out there, you know what I mean. You know what I mean? We can eat like one too many pieces of bread and it'll look like we gained 15 pounds. We get no favors. with
Injected
that.
or just the thing on them? No, there's nothing injecting. It's just they're like electrodes, and they stimulate the muscle with electricity.
So yeah, what happens with the flux is we overwork the muscles 300 times more than what you can do on your own, pretty much. And that exchange.
Who's
is
being
basically
weird?
between the myelin
Who's being
sheath,
weird,
which
Tamara
is the
Miller?
fast twitch muscle.
I'll stop him. You want me to put him in
So-
timeout? Sorry.
We're going to put people on YouTube in timeout right now. That's why YouTube's so fun. If you guys are
He's
not
threatening
following me,
timeout.
I-
It's like having my children here. Don't make me take your Fortnite and Xbox.
I had to block one the other day. They were crazy. I was like, geez, somebody like. I was like, I hope you know the FBI is watching my YouTube, and I think they're coming to your house now after what you were just saying. So yeah. Anyway, so it's gonna overwork your muscles 300 times more than what you can do on your own. Your muscles freak out. They have to take fuel from somewhere. So they're gonna take that fuel from your stored fuel sources, which is your fat. So that's where they
Yeah, Eric, that's a good point. To
So
increase blood flow,
does help
stretch.
to get rid
That's the
of-
number one thing you can do.
That does help to get rid of the toxins. This does help to get rid of the toxins like cellulite and stuff too. But the cellulite and the toxins have to leave your body one of three ways. You're going to pee it out, you're going to poop it out, or you're going to sweat it out. So a lot of the times when we're doing legs or butt, that the cellulite will look better immediately, but you're still going to see the best results
Take
from
away
all
my
of this
Fortnite.
about 72 hours later. And how you can make the results even better is by drinking tons of water, getting your electrolytes in you. So do you have your clients who do the injections, they need to do more electrolytes as well?
Yeah, that's definitely something we preach to them. We recommend.
Actually, you know what?
Like I said, that they drink a minimum of 64
I'm
ounces
just going to
of water a
remove
day.
that.
Uh,
Come on, dude.
and we do recommend a trace mineral as well as.
I got to
you
be
know, there's
careful.
a lot of different electrolyte formulas
Max,
out there,
come
but
on.
There's some great choices
Buddy.
for everybody. And
Now I have two favorites. Do you have any favorites you'd recommend?
the liquid IV, I like it. The sugar-free liquid IV, I think, is a good one. And
Just like,
You know, there's several good
just
options
stop
out there. What
posting
do you
it.
like?
Just like,
Thanks for asking, because I know better ones that you can tell everybody about.
just
in their email.
post it later when I'm not
So
paying
my
attention.
favorite one is actually the Body Armor Light, or they have Body Armor
Chat never
Zero.
back down, never
This
what?
one actually has 20%
Yeah,
potassium.
I don't know.
The one
Max
that's,
is
like, over-the-counter
typing
that
some
you can get
vulgar
at
stuff.
gas stations, you can get it at Walgreens, you can get it at Costco, CVS, and most of the ones even liquid IV have only 4% potassium.
Grow a mustache? Really?
So
Why?
20% makes a huge difference. And
I was
the
thinking about it,
Body
maybe.
Armor Light,
You're talking about like the whole
also,
thing.
You get the water with it. The thing with the Is that a liquid IV? I was like, damn, you're not even gonna give me the water.
I just don't know about the
I guess it's
mustache.
convenient if you're
Mustaches for
traveling or
me
something like that. You can
bother
buy your
me.
own bottle.
Well, and you know, if you're having it shipped to yourself or carrying it back from Costco,
So I can
you
hear.
carry a little box in the case of stuff.
because
Right,
I'm
yeah.
trying
So, and I
because
think that's the
when I
body
come out
part
here
of
I can say
it.
something to you and you can hear me.
Like,
Don't you want to hear me?
all the time. So if they're leaving here late,
Leave me. Okay, Max, I'll leave you to do your troll work. But use more sophistication if you
we're having
please.
appointments in the morning and at night. Like I've got one, she was here at 10 in the morning, and her appointment tonight is at 9:30 at night. So we want them to be able to get these things easy. But if you do have a Costco membership, I just found this really good
Stretch
one
after. Okay.
just last week.
I didn't stretch
Costco.
today.
It's in one of those boxes that's like
I mean just same day, right? Or like immediately after. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I didn't know
all
that.
white, and it has it's got magnesium, it's got potassium,
This is more or less effective than working out, would you say? No. I would say it's in between like a massage and a workout. It's like it's almost as it's as intense as a workout, but it's not quite. I would say it's about 75% of the results, but they're results that you would not have gotten through exercise. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it does. They really complement each other. We need because you're going to also increase your muscle function by quite a bit. Amy Killer, Max is your soulmate. Max is your soulmate. That's who he is.
Now you have a bunch of, because you live kind of in the country. Like, if you have any interesting,
He's another
do
troll.
you find like morels or anything like
Yeah,
that?
I'm morel nut. I hunt chanterelles
Ooh,
and coral
chanterelles.
mushrooms and all sorts of stuff.
He said the
Coral
magic
mushrooms.
words.
Which ones?
Coral,
Chanterelles.
generally, a lot of people call them a brain mushroom because they kind of look like a brain. They're
Nice.
not real super flavorful, but
Which one's morels?
Coral.
they're called coral mushrooms.
I love
Oh
that.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I know she-
I worked in an Italian restaurant going through chiropractic school, and the Italian community was really big with chanterelle mushrooms.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I love those.
Yeah, and
they're
butter.
incredible and everything.
They are. They are.
I grilled
They're-
and put them on
and-
chicken
and-
and all sorts of stuff.
If you they actually grow in the forest, like in northern Indiana, is actually as far south as Bloomington, and you could pick them in the morning, and they don't look like anything else, and they're bright red. They're such
Really?
a yeah. They're so delicious.
There's several varieties. I've got, if you guys want to add it to this
Yeah.
or edit it in, I've got pictures of my kids, videos
Yeah.
of them getting them last year and 2
Yeah.
years ago. Most
Yeah.
of them around here are bright yellow,
Yeah.
and
Oh, brown
When
hair,
you-
bright
They kind of
yellow.
look like
Yeah,
a
when-
lace or like a ruffle.
Oh,
or
I
something.
well, yeah,
you
they're
get-
in
when you
between
get into 'em and
gold
you find
and
them, you
orange.
may find a 5-gallon bucket in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the
Wow.
same experience.
If you want to
yeah.
hand me my phone, I'll show you a couple funny
Yeah.
pictures. You can show on the face, on
Okay.
the YouTube or Facebook videos if you want.
Yeah.
The FaceTime.
Yeah, they're pretty easy. You have to be quick about it because they only last for a couple of hours in the morning, and then they just deteriorate.
I
And
love the morels, but I
there
only
are
get, like, one
ones.
at a time.
Yeah, you have to think like a spore. But so
Think like
yeah, like the way it would go through the wind. Like you have to.
explain to us how to think like a spore.
No, not think like a spore, but like the way that you. I'm making myself sound like an idiot right now.
Some of us are good at that.
You can see the way that drafts go through like wooded areas. So if it's too wooded, there's not going to be a lot of airflow, so the spores won't go in that area. So if you
That's
kind
like
of
children a couple
follow
years ago.
through the forest, if you can kind of follow a path and find mushrooms. It's part
Oh.
of mushroom hunting.
Whoa, that is
It-
a lot of mushrooms.
Well, that's
Ooh,
my
yeah, let's
silly
see.
boys about. There's probably a date on that 4 or 5 years ago. Those are all chanterelle mushrooms.
Oh wow.
Picked
8
around
years
Du Bois
ago.
County, southern Indiana.
So cute. They look like they had a blast. Hello, darling. How are you? We're doing some Flux with Friends with Dr. Peachy over
There you
here. We're discussing GLP-1s and how to not lose your muscles, and I'm fluxing my calves and my legs. And I'm guessing that Dr. Peachy is gonna lose 17 inches today. That's my guess. I always like to under promise and over deliver. So it could be more than that.
Oh,
It could be
man.
more. We're just talking about only around the core. So, but most of the fat that we're working on is subcutaneous. So we see a lot more inch loss when it's that squishy fat on the outside versus the one that's like all dangerous surrounding like the organs and stuff. So yeah, my dad had a lot of subcute or visceral fat.
Yes,
and when they had to take out a foot of his
it supplements
colon,
exercise.
And they were like, "Oh, we're just gonna go back."
It doesn't
to that
replace
same
exercise,
to get the
although
kidney.
in
But
certain
he had
demographics
so
it
much
could.
visceral fat inside
Yeah.
that it actually twisted all of his organs. So none of his
Yeah.
organs were in the right place. So they literally had to cut him all the way in half and go swimming through the visceral
Man,
fat.
that was great advice.
The bad kidney.
Stretch after this.
Like, how
That was
freaking
good
crazy
advice.
is that?
I feel like that's
Yeah, that's a good
helpful.
reason to make sure you do a little bit of red line training at least like once a month. You don't want to do it too
let her
much.
showcase her.
So, and red
her
line training
racks.
is usually that's
Oh,
when you
her
get your heart
racks?
rate up for a
Okay, here you go.
significant period of time
Here's her.
where your
This is
body-
her rack.
I know,
Here
we're
you
not
go.
using that. We're building
If
it.
I don't know.
We got it on the
Some
on
people
the
like
leg.
weird
We
things.
use the
You like
legs and
racks.
the
That's
stomach.
cool.
I tell people this all the
Yep.
time.
See, this is
When
where
it
she
makes
hangs her
it slimmer,
keys.
Sometimes you don't even have to
Yep.
work on the butt at all.
Yes,
You
sir.
just leave the butt fluffy, and then the butt will look bigger while everything else snatches down around. It's all about perspective and balance when we're working on these things. But this is also great because I stand a
Well,
lot
okay.
for work,
The benefit
so this helps with the circulation.
when you're talking about muscle growth, this increases muscle function. And so it can essentially wake up muscles that you haven't used in a long time, especially when it comes to like muscular imbalances and things.
The trampoline or the vibration.
My,
All of this is amazing for post recovery.
why would I be getting bored? This is hilarious.
We've got 14 minutes left. It definitely helps.
What am I gonna do? Go home and
I've
like
had so much success with
watch
people
somebody
with
else's
sciatic issues,
live
where we'll do it on a frequency
Like-
or on the Jade frequency, on the Jade machine.
fluxing or electro.
So challenge.
What is it called?
So yeah, people who have sciatic
Electrostimulation?
issues, Jade machine on a frequency for nerves, and then we'll
Electronic
go
muscle stimulation, EMS. I think EMS you can find it through that.
Bonus, that's also going to tighten the skin.
But
And
she
it's
calls it
all about
fluxing.
Flux, and I've had people who went into the spa and literally hopped off the table and did a squat. But when we get those toxins stuck around certain nerves, it's going to cause nerve pain. It just
Dance
makes
with your
sense.
hands.
What kind of things do you do to treat nerve
Don't
pain?
dance with me.
Sure you take it.
But
Well,
I like
as-
to dance.
As a
I like to
chiropractor,
dance.
obviously,
I like
may
to
make some go
dance.
away.
Fire. Dancing and
I'm
fire.
trying to break stuff. Sorry. As a
Does that make you
chiropractor,
dizzy?
obviously, my training would be do a lot of adjusting, and we might use ice or heat or different things. But I do a lot of work with lasers. Lasers are very helpful in nerve and muscle and so forth.
I'm not
things.
bored because I'm an
But
adult.
Ella's dead on.
Boredom
on
is a-
rehab
is a
and stuff,
choice.
The importance of a vibration plate and your core is.
It's how you value your time.
Absolutely crucial to long-term,
Yeah.
long-term relief and stuff. And
Stick
with
that in your
the
pipe
different
and smoke
options
it.
she can do for neck and back here. There's just a lot of great things that
You want to say hi?
options that you can do.
Yeah, let me see. Give me the stick.
Sorry.
So yeah, with the different options
We're
with the
live.
Flux and with the Jade, there's a lot of different things that you can do from a non-traditional point of view, or a little different, way of attacking the problem. Somebody said, "Is this for people who can't go to the gym?"
You should never be bold.
We do always highly recommend
Know what?
physical activity, however you can do it. As she said, and we mentioned
I'm
before,
doing
definitely
my
a
legs
big,
and my calves.
a big fan of the vibration platforms.
Ooh, yeah.
If you get a vibration platform.
So when we make the legs smaller, it will also make the booty look bigger. So, don't just try to go losing all that weight after the holidays. Come see us and we'll keep that weight where you want it in those curves. I love to build the curves. If you don't know, you must be new here. Follow along, 'cause we're always building curves.
130 to 150 times
Like-
a second. Compared to 3 or 5 or 8, depending on the muscle group. So you're getting
So for the
much
shins,
more
so I was
effective
actually in
workout.
Taekwondo when I
So
was younger.
I always challenge people to try
And
to do
they would have
push-ups.
us
Most people
practice
can't do
kicking
one
this
or two or
2x4
three. So then they'll have to
wrapped
go
up in rope. And they're
be
like,
on their
yeah,
knees and do
thank
push-ups.
you. They're
And
eggs.
after doing that for a week or two, they'll be able to do 5 or 10 or 20.
And they said that it would make our bones stronger. So what it was doing, it was building a bunch of like hairline fractures, shin splints, and
in my opinion, there's no better way to do it, no quicker way
I didn't think about that until like my left ankle I had broken a lot just because I used to do a bunch of dumb sports when I was younger. So I'm trying to get rid of all the scar tissue with the Jade machine and all of my joints before I turned 40. And then I want to go to CTI and get like the stem cell injections, like where Joe Rogan and all like the MMA. I'm bald if I take this hat off. You haven't seen any of my other videos? These are attached to the hat. Just kidding. Good day, sir. I'm going back. I'm going back under the hat. It's snowing here, guys. So yeah, we were talking about butts, but we do that all the time, so I forgot what else we were talking about. You don't really want to lose face fat, actually. Your face fat is good. If you go and check out our... What?
Oh, I was just going off on a tirade.
So yeah, you don't actually want to lose face fat. What happens when people have double chins and stuff, a lot of times it's toxins stuck in the face. So if you get rid of those toxins and detox the fat cells of the face, then the face can look lovely, see nice jawlines. It can look cute. So if you do certain things like, let's see, the Morpheus 8, they found was making people lose face fat. And then people will start to look like, you know, they have like an eating disorder or cancer or something like that. Their face can get very gray and gaunt. And you can't get that face fat back. I have plenty of clients who did too much Kybella under here. And then they also lost a lot of weight on Monjaro. We're going to have one of those on, I believe, the first Thursday in February. We're going to have Jody on talking about that. And literally, so then they tried to fill her face back up with filler. And because her skin was loose, it just sank down on one side. So then she just had a bunch of filler hanging out in her neck. The jawline still wasn't strong. So if she, of course, like a lot of people always say, oh my gosh, I wish I would have found you sooner. Because if you are going to be doing one of the weight loss drugs, you can get to where you want to be quick, but you want to be doing all the things that you can do to balance that kind of stuff out. Hola, mamacita. Looks like that girl that attacked B and Baddies. I don't know what you're talking about, but I feel like I want to know. That seems like something I would watch. I would like to watch. I like baddies and I like things attacking things. Bring back the funny guy in the shirt is hanging out with Facebook right now. So you're stuck with us. I'm sorry, we're not funny. He's coming back. He's coming back. How are you feeling, Dr. Peachy? Dr. Peachy has 8. Can Dr. Peachy be funny? I know he's no Steven, but well, Dr. Peachy, can you tell them a joke? I'm
accused of being funny, but usually they say I'm funny looking.
You know, you get points for both, right?
So what silliness?
They said no, you do not get points with both, huh?
I did too many years bartending, so most of the jokes I would say I have to think about and filter because they're inappropriate for most people.
They're inappropriate in 2024. We need the 2025. It's 2025 now.
Although, you know, it is 2025. So if you're... I had somebody tell me this the other day. If your cup is only half full, you know what that means, Ella?
What?
It's time for a new bra.
If your cup is only half full, it's time to book your non-invasive breast enhancement session online at ellabardo.com. So you can fly in for that. There's no surgery. There's no injections. I do have some amazing before and after pictures. And like I've said in a lot of... yes, Mohammed, if you want to build your boobs tighter, we can do those for you too. So you just have to book an appointment. So, and yeah, Dr. Peachy, he hasn't taken the breast enhancement class yet, but I think he should probably leave that to his nurse practitioner. You know, things are weird these days. I don't know if I would hire a gentleman.
With our crazy litigious society, that's probably one I don't want to go near.
Right, but here... I will be the one working on your boobs, making them prettier. So, I retired from employees a couple years ago. So you can always make sure that when you make an appointment here at Ella Bardo, that you're always going to get the best, which is me. So So like I said, we have people who fly in from all over. Right now I've got a girl in from Africa. I've got a girl in from south of France. And I have a girl in from Vietnam visiting her sister. And next week I have people flying in from Miami. I've got people flying in from Colorado. And I've got people flying in from New Jersey. Yeah, all you have to do is make an appointment. And then, so I've got some of these girls are flying in for post-op. One of them flew all the way to Turkey. She got that one's mine.
Oh, this is yours. Okay.
She got yeah, that's my Facebook. She got an arm lift, a leg lift, a tummy tuck, a BBL, a breast lift, and breast implants all at the same time. Usually they do not do this at all at the same time in the US, which is why she flew to Turkey. But they did a beautiful job, honestly. They did a great job even doing all of that at one time. Now, to heal best from doing all of those procedures at one time, you definitely want to come see somebody like me so we can accelerate that healing time by 5%, increase ATP production by 500%. What's ATP production? I know some of you guys are asking. That is adenosine triphosphate, and that's what our cells use as a cellular currency to make new cells. So once we turn about 21, that starts to kind of fall off like an ocean shelf. And about every 7 years afterwards. So if you hear that you have a whole new body, like every 7 years, all new cells, every 7 years, like the amount of ATP your body produces is kind of like meow. So then you can, when I say that sound, meow, that means it's going down quickly, like an ocean shelf. So that's the time when you're going to either you're going to start to be like, wow, I see things are different that I don't really like, that look like the signs of aging, or I feel different. So I know when I first noticed my first fine line, luckily I have the Jade Aesthetics machine, so I got rid of it. It was like right around the time I was like 28, maybe 6 months after. This last ocean shelf, so I'm about to be 38 now, but right after turning 35, man, from like 35 and a half to like 36 and a half, all my joints were messing up, my stomach was messing up. I realized a lot of this was from losing like so much collagen. And I finally found a type of collagen that helps your body make its own collagen. So any other replacement type collagens you put in your body, it will help it make all of that. And we have like it's either 26 or 27 different types of collagen. Most times when they're doing replacement collagen, they're just doing type 3. So yes, is it important to replace it? Absolutely. Yeah, I still do the bone broth. There's collagen water I drink sometimes. But because I take this little shot that helps our body make its own collagen, it's going to inspire my body to make all of those different types of collagen, not just the replacement ones. And it's going to help us use that replacement collagen better, because if our body's not making its own collagen, then the thing that's supposed to receive it and use it is not going to be operating optimally either. So when you're stimulating it to make more, then the collagen receivers are going to work so much better. And this is definitely something that so the shot, this is a new one. You haven't had this one yet. It's not the other one I showed you, Brandy. It's the True Science Collagen. So you can find it on the My Favorite Things page. And literally it works so good. Like I took it every day for 6 weeks. And now I only take it like 3 days a week. Otherwise my nails grow too fast and I can't do the buccal massage facelift. And then my mustache grows too fast. So we don't like mustache. It's not that cute. It looks cute on these guys. Not on this girl. They want you to say hi, Dr. Peachy.
Hello. I'm still here. She hasn't killed me yet.
Close. He's got 2 more minutes to live, but everybody's always lived.
So you guys got to call her out on this. Her prediction's 17 inches.
I'm guessing he's going to lose 17 inches, probably more. I've been doing this for over 11 years.
We're going to see how close she is. We know Ella's the genius Jedi at this stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to see how her prediction is.
I can already tell it's gone down a lot, like in the roundness. If you want to get that collagen, you go to ellabardo.com and go on the My Favorite Things page. So I have both my, the Amazon storefront on there. You can go down to the True Science Collagen. They're little yummy little shots. They taste like candy. And like I said, I was using it to grow my hair. Obviously, we have so many things we do with the skin. And I absolutely love the mud masks. I've always loved mud masks. I mix Ayurveda mud masks all the time. I am not wearing shoes right now. I am wearing socks with eggs on them. Wait, how do I show you? Steven, they want the gray shirt back. Next time we're going to put Steven in a costume so he can be Tamara's in love with you, Steven.
Hi.
He's not, they think you're having a stroke. Are you having a stroke? You think he's having a stroke or do you think Steven's having a stroke? I think they're both fine. Are you fine? They're just checking on you.
Oh, yeah. I'm good. I'm good.
Tamara wants to take you on a date, Steven.
Fantastic.
Where are you going to take him tomorrow? Are you a vegetarian or anything, Steven?
No.
He's a carnivore.
I am a carnivore.
He likes steak. We have wires connected to us because we are doing Flux red body sculpting. Okay, so how many people are on the... Let's say...
Two. One.
Two. One, two, one, two. Okay, we are staying with you, YouTube. You are the chosen one because you are always more fun than Meta. Hopefully... Oh, where's the Facebook? Let me say bye to the Facebook people. Or one friend. Bye, Brandy! Brandy's on both. Brandy. We'll see you on the YouTube. It's more fun over there. Bye, friends. And then I think you can download it when you stop it, and then share it. And make sure you pick that it doesn't. Here, switch me. You take the YouTube. Do you want Mr. Gray Shirt back? Take the Mr. Gray Shirt.
Yo. Okay, I'm probably gonna leave my camera equipment here minus the memory card. So.
Okay. Are you still talking to the YouTube?
Yes. Camera is my sister. She's 9. Somebody's sister's name is Camera.
Here, all three of us have mental illnesses.
They're special abilities. I was in the gifted class. You are in special ed.
Don't worry, Tamara. I know you're a troll.
Boring any day of the week.
Right? We only have fun people
That's
on
funny.
this channel.
My mom was a special ed teacher, so I always say that was her calling in life. She had to go into that profession to raise me. She had to be trained and certified to raise me and my brother.
Oh my gosh, I made a new autistic friend the other day, and he's one of the rare guy autistic that talks a lot, like even more than I do. So we get
That's
each other.
something.
I know, we get each other. It's fun, but like the same thing. Like they didn't know he was autistic, and his mom became a special ed teacher before he existed.
Yeah.
But it was
Who doesn't?
and he's a super,
Who doesn't?
he's one of the genius autistic
Seriously, who
versions,
doesn't?
Yeah, a lot of.
Me and Steven are the genius autistics.
We're the high functioning.
High functioning. Show them my socks. They want to see my socks.
Oh. There you go. There you go. Boom.
My leg's gonna be hydrated.
Okay. So.
Steven, tell them your YouTube channel so they can follow you.
Timeless. Well, I've got 2 of them.
Tell them the one you're gonna use.
Timeless. Okay, the one I'm going to use more is Timeless Flows, which is Timeless Flow 5.
Tell them what it's about.
It's about yo-yoing.
Tell them you're a grandmaster yo-yo. What's the
I'm
name?
a.
Is it like Taekwondo? I'm like giving it Taekwondo names over here.
No. Oh, here. Hold on. This
He's a black
attest.
belt yo-yo.
He is a black belt in yo-yo.
Here, check this out. This is a yo-yo design, that's designed and signed by the world champion.
Who's the world champion?
Now you know I'm legit. Mir Kim.
Is it a girl or a boy?
It's a boy. It's a Korean kid, and he's a prodigy. Like nobody's gonna beat him for like 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
He invented his own moves. He's like Simone Biles
Oh
of yo-yo.
God, yeah. I mean, he's probably like Yeah, the whole 3 minutes, not like nonstop, were all his original tricks.
Really?
Yeah, it's wild.
So we're gonna have to go back on the Facebook Live again to do his measurements. So it's time stamped because I know both of you understand how I am about science and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Proven, can be proven in a court of law that
don't like
this was
getting
done
things
in
proven in
1
a court of law.
hour.
I don't like things being proven. in
Okay,
court
just
of
kidding.
law. I get
Cancel
in
that.
trouble.
Cancel that.
I get in trouble.
We don't want any trouble here. Cancel it. I'm saging all of you before we leave.
They say, oh, money and restitution.
I'm
I just want to be the one receiving the restitution. Okay, so I'm just going to unhook him, and then we'll do you filming me finishing his measurements.
okay.
And then we'll hook you up.
Okay.
Steven is about to get hooked up. So at least twice a month, you can enjoy me and Steven. Steven's going to be getting fluxed. We're getting him super snatched so he can walk in New York Fashion Week, actually, with the yo-yo. So we're going to be talking about growing up Mormon together. And it was an adventure. It takes a lot for a guy to, like, run away from the Mormons because, like, they literally get their own land. Like, my little brother just told me he's never going to talk to me again because I'm not Mormon. I'm not Mormon or woke, which I don't understand how either of those things go together, but...
Is woke a problem in the church?
I don't know. They just... Neither one
To
of
me,
them
it just
sounds...
doesn't seem like they would go together.
Yeah, it just does. I don't know how they fit together at all. It's whatever. You know what I mean? I have lots of still Mormon friends and stuff, but we just have, like, we can talk for hours and hours. Probably because we went to, like, the seminary, and I probably spent 10 times longer. That's another fun. If you're ever questioning your spirituality, I have an awesome list. It's not a list of things that I always all the way believe in. It's just got a bunch of cool concepts. So it's one of my playlists. It's not something that I've done stuff on, but it is stuff that I would like to see if you guys are interested in any of these stories that maybe we can do a live about together. So literally there's over like 100 different videos on there. And some of the stuff I do believe in, some of the stuff I just think is really interesting. I like to question things. Like, I'm a scientist. Scientists question. They question, and then they figure out, and then they do more tests and question. That is the essence of science. It's not like, well, science says this is a rule. Even rules sometimes change in science.
Science is never settled.
Science is never said. That's a much simpler way to put it. Great job, Dr. Peachy.
If we quit questioning and we quit looking, we quit learning.
Absolutely. So, wait. Now we're here. We're here. Any questions? Bigfoots and UFOs. What do you guys think about Bigfoots and UFOs?
It's this.
I think they're both real. I think they're both real.
This universe seems to be
I think
consciousness, this universe seems to be a consciousness producing machine in some way or some form. And I think it's literally impossible for there to not be conscious beings beyond our reach. But we're never
mathematically,
going to,
it just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense mathematically.
I don't think we'll ever meet one.
And it would be awfully
I think
arrogant.
you've already probably met them.
It would be awfully arrogant to think we're the only intelligent beings out there.
That's very human of us. Very ego. Very not so cutesy.
I know people that are a lot smarter than me that swear that they have met them. So
really,
I defer.
Like how? How did they meet them?
In the military realm.
Oh, so did they know that they were that, or they're like,
oh
that
yes,
dude was
absolutely.
What? Okay, what kind of?
I know two people with
What kind of alien?
Well, to make it clear,
background.
also, I don't think that we've made contact with actual aliens.
I do.
I do.
1,000% I do.
100% believe so. The simple thing, I had somebody who's smarter than me tell me a while back, look at the technology leap between the 50s and now. Cell phones, radar, everything.
And how quick all that
right
happens.
after Roswell.
Well, I mean,
Right after Roswell.
We also were fighting wars at that time.
I bet there are also so many. You know what kind of mushroom I want to try? Are those like Christmas mushrooms, the red ones that I guess were named after Santa Claus was named after them. So we're about to, you're here for the results, guys. You're here. We started this on Facebook Live, but that phone started dying. So now you're here with us. We're going to figure out how many inches did Dr. Ooh, I love, you better order some morels, Brandy. I ordered a bunch of morels that you were supposed to grow out of a bag, and I dumped them around that stump in the back. But, Santa Claus ate your son. I don't think that was Santa Claus, honey.
Hey, Ella, I'm probably only going to have...
You can only do 30 minutes of flux today?
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I'm saying. I think
Steven's next. But we gotta hurry up and measure. Dr. Peach. Oh, rub all that in. Oh, wow. I can see you lost a lot of mass already. Make sure you get the good befores and afters and sides.
Okay. Hold on.
We lost the good light.
It's okay.
And everybody watching me rub this in is immediately turning off the YouTube.
No, you actually got, now we have like 45 more, 45 more people. We're doing his measurement sleigh. We're seeing how many inches he lost on Flux Red Body Sculpting. All right. So that went down to 44.
Oh, wait a minute.
So he's already down 5.75 inches. And that's only, Christina Hart said, slay, king, slay, slay. We're not even done measuring yet.
What the...
5. So he went from 49.75 inches to 44 inches. And he hasn't even pooped yet. He's going to get smaller once he drinks water and poops.
I'm good at that.
A lot of people, if you've done like those body wraps or something like that before like a lifting competition or something, like you can't drink water because the reason why you're losing inches is because you're dehydrated. This is the opposite. After doing this, you want to drink a ton of water, and then that's going to grab all those icky toxins that didn't come out, and it's going to grab it. So when you go to the bathroom, it comes out with you. So ready for measurement number 2, guys.
I'm a professional pooper. I have this one down.
All right, 47. Nice. So we went from 52.5 to 47. Last one. And 50. Okay, so that is 5.75 plus
17 was the prediction.
5 plus 4. So he lost, drum roll please, 10.25. He lost 14.25 inches. I lost the prices right.
That's really impressive.
Your math's not right, though.
What did I do?
5 3/4 and 5 1/2 is 11 1/4. So
11.
15 1/4.
15. That's why we have all these doctors around here helping out. Doctors and all autistics. So, yeah. So he actually lost. I was still wrong. I guess 17 inches. I think I was pretty freaking close.
That is really
Only 1.75 inches off. And like I said, he still hasn't pooped yet. So definitely by the time he poops, sleeps, drinks some water, poops again tomorrow, he's going to lost over 17 inches. I promise you. So yeah, do we think that's impressive? We have Dr. Peachy here, owns a professional doctor weight loss clinic. How impressive do you feel like these results are? 15.25 inches from the core in just 1 hour.
It's definitely impressive. You know, it surpasses any of the other options I've ever looked at. And there's a reason we're going to be doing this in our Jasper location soon.
Yes, King. We love you, Christina Hart. Oh my gosh, you're my new favorite of the chat today. So, oh my gosh, we've had so much fun with you guys today. I always have a blast with my YouTube live family. I hope you liked, subscribe, share us with a friend so that they can join us on the live stream next time. And we're going to be doing some Face with Friends coming up. So we got a lot of cool Face with Friends with Dr. Lowley, who is not only a dentist, but a prosthodontist. So he's like the most artistic version of a dentist. And we're going to be doing the TMJ facial on him. So it's going to be super fun. He's in his underwear because we just finished Flux Red body sculpting for an hour, and he lost 15.75 inches, darling. So we have to go because it's Steven's turn to get on the Flux. He's ready to lose a few more inches. And I gotta go feed my dogs. But I love you guys so much. Oh my gosh, definitely come. If it's your first time, usually a session for 30 minutes is $2.99. For the month of January, you can get your first session. You're gonna see instant results on 2 to 3 different areas for only $99. That is insane. And then packages are 25% off because you're definitely gonna want a package after you try it the first time. So check that out, ellabardo.com. Book online if you're local, if you wanna come stay for a week, 3 weeks, you know, we can help you out with that. Love you, bye.